What's up YouTube, Judge of All Trades here, and today I am talking about the new Amazon original series, episode 1, the pilot episode, Budding Prospects. I like that. I think Amazon was sort of inspired by the success that Netflix is having, and so Amazon's putting out some of their own original programming, and they're doing really good. And this show, candid first thoughts, while it wasn't out of the ballpark great, it definitely has potential. Going forward in this review, I'm going to talk very candidly about the events of the pilot episode, and I'm going to speak freely about anything that happened. So if you haven't seen it yet and you feel like something I could say would spoil the show for you, I really want you to just hit pause right now, go ahead and go watch the episode, and then come back and check out my channel, check out my review, and see what I had to say about it. Now that you've been warned, I'm going in. Budding Prospects is essentially about three main characters, Felix being the main character, and then his buddies Phil and Gesh, and they're talked into joining an enterprise of growing marijuana for a rich benefactor named Vogelstein. He's a real eccentric character who has the money and the connections to fund this giant operation. And the three main characters, their life is a drag. A lot of the episode was spent building up their backstory that they don't really have anything going on, they don't have jobs, they don't have relationships, they have a bad life, and it's part of the reason why they're going into the marijuana business. It seems to me like this pilot episode was made on a fairly modest budget, and for that fact, there are no huge name actors in this show. However, it is directed by Terry Zygoff, who is most recognized for his work as directing Bad Santa, and you can really see his influence in this show. If you're familiar with that type of adult, dirty, grungy humor, it's definitely present in this show. And while I found that Budding Prospects was humorous, I think it's just south of funny. There were no points that I just belly laughed out loud. Now, I was grinning the whole time. I was smiling, and there were jokes. It was funny. There's a really iconic scene where Gesh has this crazy hangover from taking pills, and Felix is pouring him some coffee, and then instead of adding cream or sugar like a normal person, he pours some bong water in his coffee. And so it's definitely some stoner humor in parts of it, but it's a funny show. Now, I feel like there's a lot of exposition in this first episode, and for that reason, that they were setting things up and they were doing narration, they were doing exposition on the characters, there wasn't a lot of wiggle room for funny moments to happen because this is only a 30-minute pilot episode. So instead of getting really comedic moments, we got the backstory, and we're already setting up some conflicts. I mean, we got Felix's wife in the picture, and then we got a conflict between Gesh being the muscle and Vogelstein being the money. That's already starting. The episode ends with what we could perceive as a police officer that's getting ready to pull these guys over. So there's a lot of things that we gathered from episode 1 that already have us thinking about what's going to happen 2, 3, 4 episodes at the end of the season in the future, and that's real interesting about it. And what I felt is one of the big draws, at least for my generation, is that this story takes place in San Francisco. And we got the story of three guys, they're poor, they're grinding, they want to make a lot of money, and they're doing it in San Francisco. And hey, that's the story of my generation. I mean, we all work in IT, we all want to be part of that startup in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, that blows up, and we want to be Evan Spiegel and one of these guys that gets rich overnight. So the basic premise of the show is super relatable to a lot of people. But all that being said, the number one draw that Budding Prospects has going for it is that drugs are cool. And I mean, drugs make good TV. We all watched Breaking Bad, we watched Weeds, we watched The Wire, we watched shows about drugs. And for that reason, I don't know if Amazon is guaranteed going to continue making Budding Prospects, or if this was purely a pilot to get some feedback and then decide if they want to continue producing it. I do not know the stats of the show, but because it's about drugs, I want them to make it, and I'd keep watching it. Again, it's not the funniest thing I've ever seen, but it was definitely entertaining, it was intriguing, and it has my attention. So if Amazon puts out some more episodes of Budding Prospects, I will certainly be watching them. Let me know what you thought about it though. Leave a comment below if you've seen the first episode of Budding Prospects, and let me know what you thought and if they continue making it, if you're gonna keep watching it. That's all I got for now, so I will see y'all later. Bye y'all.